friends, welcome back to my channel, Relocate with Kaya. I am Kaya and I provide online support via consulting and coaching individuals, families, and employees living abroad by providing them with relocation, country specific resources. And on my channel, I discuss my own personal experience of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with my wonderful husband, Rich, and our beautiful daughter, Nina. And today we wanted to just chat about our experience of living in South Africa and the feelings of nostalgia that we get with experiencing day to day life here. So, the first thing we wanted to talk about, and we're not breaking new territory because I feel like this has been discussed often on other channels, but we just wanted to give our own perspective. So the first thing is malls. The malls here in South Africa. It literally is a culture. I want to call it mall culture. There's so many malls in South Africa, which I think is fantastic. Growing up in New Jersey, the suburbs of New Jersey, I mean, we didn't have much. So the mall was your entire identity and life. So this going to the malls here feel very familiar to being in the States, and I appreciate it. And I also think that raising Nina here, she'll also be able to appreciate, um, having access to the mall because it just feels so wholesome and safe. So I'm glad that she'll be able to experience mall culture. What do you think, Rich?
No, it definitely is kind of like a blast from the past to have the malls be as vibrant and as a destination as they are. A lot of the ones that you get, they still exist in the states. They're shells of what they used to be, and it's nothing like the way they were, in our era coming up. So I think it's great that they're still there. I think it gives you a feeling. It kind of grounds you. It makes it so your journey to the store is purposeful. It makes you stop and think like, A, do I really need this? And B, you have to, plan around going to get something. You can't just sit at your house, not interact with anyone, and just, order stuff on an Amazon order. So I think it's good, in that regard. It gets you out, gets you connected to people, and it also kind of stirs up those old feelings and emotions of growing up.
Yes. And you work at the mall, didn't you?
I did work at the mall for a brief time. Well, as you did.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did. I sure did.
Yeah, I had the privilege of working in one of those kiosks in the middle of the mall. It wasn't actually a real store, so I was out there with the people each and every day.
Trying to get them to stop by his kiosk.
Yes. Yeah. Water ice. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not as hard. I thought you were like spraying perfume or selling
sunglasses.
No. Or
those are the folks next to my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So malls definitely brings on nostalgia. Next on our list is this was on Rich's list. Stick shifts.
Yes, they haven't abandoned the stick shift as the States has. It's I had them growing up. Like I think it really makes you a better driver. Because you have all of your hands engaged in the act of driving. Like you can't have a phone sitting there or a cheeseburger or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of keeps you again like in touch with what you're doing at the moment. And you get a little more of the 4 horsepower engine than you over here.
Needless to say, Rich is a fan of the stick shift. I am not. I know how to drive a stick shift, but I definitely have not. I don't intend to for as long as we have a stick shift. so
yes,
yeah.
I'm getting pressure to abandon it.
Completely.
So she would be more comfortable driving because we are on the other side of the road here, so it's
That's
another
right.
hurdle.
Exactly. On the other side of the road in the hills, and it's just it's too much for me to kind of. I may eventually come around to doing it depending on how long we have this car, but until then, I'll just continue to be chauffeured around. So the stick shift is definitely, they, like Rich said, they have not abandoned that. Next on our list is smoking, which is a very odd thing to be on the list. But I mean, one thing that I feel that the states got right is making smoking illegal in restaurants, and I think just indoors in general. I don't think you can smoke indoors.
Yeah, the by and large, I don't think we have that in the States anymore.
Yes. So I'm always taken aback, like when Rich and I are out, particularly at a restaurant, and people are smoking. It just, yeah, it takes me back to a different time. So yeah, and I feel like a lot of people smoke here too, which I don't think I recognize as much in the states. And again, it could be because it was pretty much outlawed. I'm sure people vape, but I just feel like there's not a lot of people that still smoke. So when I see people light up next to me, it's just very bizarre, and it just takes me back to a different time.
Yeah, we have no stats as to numbers of folks who
No.
smoke cigarettes there, back in the States and here. But
Yes.
back there, that's like out of mind,
Yes.
out of restaurant situations.
Exactly. Yes, I don't want to offend anyone. It's just pure observation. The fact that you can do it, I think, is why we say it. We're still in the States. You're not allowed to smoke indoors and at restaurants. And I don't even think if you're sitting outside, you can smoke either. So that takes me back, seeing people light up a cigarette while they're enjoying their cocktail or dinner. Um, so next on the list is schools. I would say our own first experience with Nina, the fact that she's at school pretty much a full day, and she has access to all the things that we did as a child. That includes PE, music. Some schools offer dance, but just a lot of extracurricular activities were included in your normal day at school. And unfortunately, in the States, particularly with public schools, all that stuff has been stripped away completely. So you're left to, doing it either after school or the weekends. So the fact that she actually has PE was a mind trip because I haven't heard the term in forever. So that's a very nostalgic. The fact that in school she has access to instruments and um, PE and track and like all the things that we did when we were younger. Like I said, unfortunately, that's not something that is offered, particularly in public schools in the states.
I agree. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to add to that one. I stole my thunder.
Yeah, sorry. It's the truth. Like it's just so nice. And that kind of leads to the next thing on our list, which, and these are just observations, is how, like, when we're just out and about, it feels like it's on the weekends. It feels like it's family time. Like, it's just so nice to see people out, particularly at the malls, as a family. Like, it's, the parents and the kids. It's just really, really nice to see that they take their personal time seriously, and they spend it with their children on the weekends. And I think that has a lot to do with, because you're not, and I'm sure there's some, running around that you have to do for activities with your kids here in Johannesburg, but I feel like you're not consumed with running your kids all around on Saturday and Sundays, trying to expose them to or have access to sports and activities that they don't um, that they can't do at school. So you're stuck with running around on the weekends, and you don't really get an opportunity to enjoy time with your family and your children. So it's really, really nice to see just people out as a family unit, just living their lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a change from back home. Speaking particularly about stores, and apps aren't available all the time. A lot of the places close on Sunday, or they close at 5 o'clock, or they might even be closed Monday. So it's not this constant availability, 24/7. Stores and things like that are open. So it really is. Hey, you go to work, do your job, but yet you have your own time to spend with your family. It's not, you're not on available on demand at work 24/7,
Yeah,
which is
no,
nice.
exactly. Like they definitely take their downtime seriously, and I think you're a better society for that. Having appreciate or take or valuing the downtime. I think is really important, and I think it shows up and when people have interactions with people out in just out and about. Like I feel like the attitudes and the demeanors here are very different than they are in the States, because you're not working 16, 18-hour days, and that, I mean, anybody that works like that is bound to be stressed or overworked, underpaid usually. So it definitely, I think it changes the attitude and the energy of people, and I think that just shows up in a lot. I think that has a lot to do with why people here are just very chill and very relaxed and not rushed and hurried, because they're not necessarily on the hamster wheel. More productivity and just working to death. So yeah. And the last thing on our list are the playgrounds. It's well, first of all, it's just I love the fact that there are so many playgrounds in different neighborhoods in the city. What I have noticed is, so the playgrounds, they definitely have, like, the newer, I don't know if equipment is the word, but they have, like the castles and, all the fun stuff, but they definitely still do have remnants of equipment that we used when we were very young. I mean, they still have the hot metal slides. They have what is it called? The merry-go-round.
Yeah, the spinner one, the merry-go-round, whatever you call it. Like you hang onto the bar and run as fast as you can and hope you don't get thrown off. They have those all over the place. Seesaws.
Yes, seesaws. The monkey bars, like the metal monkey bars. Like
these are all metal.
Yes.
They have the newer castle themed plastic, colorful stuff, but they also have these old school playgrounds that are hot metal slides.
That's right.
That are big. That are like 12 to feels like 18
oh my
feet
God.
high.
Yes. Yes. You definitely get a good mix of old and new. And I always curious, and Nina really is about this playground life. But she gets in there. She gets in there with the old and the new. So yeah. So these are just things, just observations, just things that we have noticed, and they just just nostalgia, like just things that we experienced as in our youth. And I think for me, I think that's why South Africa feels so special. And like I said, and also familiar, because they have held on to, um, things that I, see value in and I find important. And I think because these things kind of may have fallen by the wayside in the States, I think it creates, tension and stress and, I think it harms a society as opposed to making it better. So just another endorsement of why South Africa is so special to us, and why we enjoy it so much. And we think that ultimately it is going to be such a good experience for Nina growing up here, because there's so many wonderful things that she'll experience that we got to experience. So just seeing her live it, being able to see her, live that experience is very nice. Anything to add to that?
I agree. I can't top that last statement. So we're going to leave it there.
Yes. So thank you again for watching. I do so appreciate people subscribing and liking and commenting in the video. Ultimately, I really do just want to share our experience of moving here, because it is quite an undertaking. And I know sometimes it's difficult to get spouses on board, and families on board, and we just want to share what that experience has been. And then what the current situation is, because a lot of people think like once you get here, the work is done. But no, you definitely, go through some, new experiences, and how you handle that definitely is going to impact the way that you both experience this new location. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.